Hey guys, S2F Gaming here, and welcome back to ARK, the Farewell Tour. Today we will be taking on our first cave, which is really exciting, but at the same time, I'm pretty nervous. I don't know how it's gonna go, so we'll see what happens. But between episodes, I did a little bit of breeding, and that is in the form of the R-Phylas. Yes, we have two brand new R-Phylas to show on off. I'm gonna be honest, I love the colors on both. I just don't know which one to go for, and this is the first one here, and I think this thing looks absolutely sick. The reason why I'm showing off these two to you guys is because I don't know which one to pick, so I'm going to have you guys decide specifically. So, let's kind of do a little bit of rotation here so you guys could get a full 360 of this guy. I really like the colors on this. It got a little bit of purple too, which is really cool, and that's natural. There's no mutations or anything on these guys. I don't know. This thing just looks really, really cool. It's a little bit different than any other Thyla we've had in any of the series and everything, and I think that's why I'm so intrigued by it. So, if you really want to rock this Thyla for the rest of the series, or until this one dies for some reason, and then we'll have a backup, let me know in the comments down below. This will be Thyla number 1. So Thyla number 2 is pretty interesting in itself, I gotta say. The spots ended up being the same color as the other one, different region though, so that is purple, and I don't know why, it just mixes really well with the orange, and I'm pretty sure this orange is from that 150 female that we got. I don't know, it just ties itself really, really, like, well together, but I'm just torn between the two of them, I'm gonna be honest. They both look absolutely great. I just don't know which one to go with, which is why I'm asking for your guys' help. So, if you prefer the look of this one, let me know in the comments down below that you prefer Thyla number 2. Now, don't worry, guys. Obviously, we just bred these. We will not be using them in today's episode because I do have one more dino to show off to you guys. And that is in the form of the brand new Saber. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest, I dropped the ball a bit. So I'm going to give a little bit of backstory because unfortunately I don't have the clips anymore to kind of show this. But in the Ragnarok episode, if you guys remember, the utility tame episode, we ended up seeing a couple of Sabers and everything. And I was kind of on the fence about it. I was like, should we tame it? Should we not? And I decided not to. I wanted it to be just a full utility episode. Well, after the fact, before leaving Ragnarok, I was like, screw it, I'll go over there, I'll do kind of like a, here's what happened last episode thing, which was supposed to happen last episode, you were supposed to see this, and I forgot to put it in. So basically, I ended up finding myself, I couldn't find the male 135 that we did see in the episode, but I did end up finding a male 145. Tamed it, brought it back to the island, and bred it with the female that we got in a previous episode. I'm pretty sure that was the Mosh Pit episode, if I'm not mistaken, but I really like the colors on this thing. I really like this thing overall. I'll be honest, a Saber is not usually something that I use a lot because, well, obviously, we have a Thyla now, which is usually what ends up happening. I usually just end up getting to the level of Thyla and then pretty much just get a Thyla at that point. But I'm really excited to rock this thing in the series, and I'm really excited to take this into the cave. Yes, this is going to be our cave mount today. I think it fits and everything like that too. We are a bit vulnerable, especially having this thing with a primitive saber-tooth saddle. Oh, but by the way, guys, these are the stats. So we're looking at 2820 in health, 880 stam, 417 in weight, and 401 melee damage, which I think is looking pretty good, but at the same time, we'll see how this cave goes. Now, which cave are we doing today? We are taking on the Artifact of the Hunter Cave, which is by far the easiest cave to take on the island. If you guys are getting ready to start doing caves, I recommend coming over to this one. I'll show you guys where we are in a minute here, but yeah, this is by far the easiest cave. It's kind of like the introduction to showing you how caves are going to go, because honestly, this cave is the easiest. It only gets worse from here. But to show you guys where we are on the map, we are roughly at 80 latitude, 53.6 longitude. So we're in the southern part of the map. We're near like Stonehenge, like that area. It's basically that little C curve that you see a little bit to the south of me here on the map. But yeah, like I said, this cave is pretty much the easiest one on the island. This is the one I recommend you start with, but we did run into a little bit of a problem. On the way here, I did end up going over an Explorer node, and I quickly, like, shut down the game because I'm like, damn, I don't really want it to show that off. I don't want that to happen now. Unfortunately, it's still showing up as we actually picked up this Explorer note. So heading on over to here, we have a Rockwell record. This is the first one of Rockwell's that we picked up, and unfortunately came kind of as a dud, basically. But what's nice is they have done an update here in the game that the voiceovers are a little bit louder now, so you guys should be able to hear it no problem. Let me turn this thing on, and yeah, let's listen to Rockwell's record, number 12.
I've decided to take a brief vacation from the laboratory. Well, I say that I've decided to, but the whole thing was my assistant Isabel's idea. She noticed that I'd been quite ruffled lately and suggested that I take a bit of time to myself before rushing headlong into my next experiment. Such an observant young woman, that Isabel. She's somewhat lacking as a chemist, but she understands my moods almost better than I do. I dare say that an old-fashioned adventure will do me some good. Nothing like some rigorous recreation to clear the mind. Perhaps I'll go spelunking. Yeah, a splendid idea. I know just the place for it.
Okay, that is Rockwell record number 12, and interestingly, that talks about spelunking, which is exactly what we're doing today. So, without further ado, let's see how this cave goes. Honestly, I think we'll be okay, but at the same time, you never know. Things could go south real quick in here, because there are, let's see, you have, in this cave, there's Arthropleura, there are Titanoboa, there are... what else do you get in here? You get a lot of spiders, you get a couple of Megalania, you can even get yourself a Megalosaurus spawning in, which if that does, that's going to make things very interesting, because they are pretty tough to deal with here. But as we're kind of walking down this beginning path, I'm going to go ahead and load this guy on up so we are ready to go. And then on top of that, let's get the primitive torch out again just so we can see a little bit better. But I gotta say, the caves look really, really nice. I am really excited. It has been announced that Unreal Engine, ARK 1 will be on Unreal Engine 5 now, which I'm really excited about. They haven't announced to what extent. Is it just going to be they're just going to do Unreal Engine 5, throw it on in, or are they doing a whole remastered? So all the caves, all the maps, everything get updated. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm really hoping the maps get remastered. The whole thing. Just give me the whole thing. If you're doing Unreal Engine 5, take the time to do it. I assume they've been doing a lot of this in the background, especially since it was a very weird way for them to announce that, hey, it's coming to Unreal Engine 5 in the form of a Twitter feed, basically, on their, I think it was like a meme, if I'm not mistaken, on their official Twitter, which is very strange, but I assume that means this has been in the works for a little bit. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping, and in that case, if it is, I think we're leaning towards a full remastered version, which would be absolutely sick. I'm a little worried about the series, then, that means, because if that's the case, yeah, do we lose everything and start over, or is it just a copy-paste over what we have now? So we'll kind of have to cross that bridge when we get there. We'll have to see what happens. While we're in the cave, too, I am actually going to bring out this little annoying thing. This is the mini HLNA skin, which was brought to the game before Genesis 2, because this thing, there's like little notes inside each cave, and each one you find gets you closer and closer to unlocking the Shadow Mane chibi, which, personally, I would really like to have that chibi. So, yeah, we're going to have to listen to her in a little bit once we come across where... oh, God. Hello. Megalania, level 45. Okay, let's see if we can get a nice shot on you. Oh, you're mate boosted. Yeah, you're 100% mate boosted. Is that the other one right there? No. I'm a little worried. So Megalania, when they drop down on you, and they hit you, there's a very good chance of you getting rabies. So I don't want that right now, basically, but we're going to continue down the path. I guess we're okay. I just thought that we were going to do a lot more damage than 500. Don't get me wrong, this gun is great, but yeah, I was expecting a little more damage output there, actually. But we're going to continue down the path.
I can remember meeting a bunch of survivors for the first time around these parts. Rockwell. Did Helena leave me
Okay, so I guess it basically picked up the disturbance in here, so we can put away HLNA in a second here. We don't need this at this point, which is great. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 with HLNA. This thing drives me nuts. I think it drives everyone nuts, honestly. But let's put the Chibi Maywing back on. Does this tell me that I already got? No, it doesn't. I wonder if you have to keep it on you at all times. I guess we'll figure it out. But that's 1 out of the, what is it, 12? Maybe more, basically, that we need to find. And that will be in each cave. And it's not just on the island. It's on all of the maps. I think each cave on the island has one. Each cave on Aberration, on Scorched Earth, on Extinction. There's a lot to do with that. So we're at least beginning it right now, but we're not getting a Shadowmane Chibi for a while in this series, guys. But there's a couple of paths you can go from here. So you can either go this way, or you can go this way. This way's a lot easier, but we're not going to bother with that. Hey, Titanabo, let's see if I can get the shot off. I mean, you guys know, we got to get ready for SOTF with it coming to console, so... How did that miss? Okay, I know that should be hitting. I don't know what's going on here. That should be hitting. There we go. But yeah, that's another thing that I'm really, really excited about. We have SOTF coming real soon. I think it's, January 31st, I think they said, basically, which is absolutely nuts. But you can head down this way, right? And right through there, and I probably should put the torch on to make it easier. You might be able to see a little bit better. Right down that way is where the artifact is. Unfortunately, artifact's not available right now because we literally just came into the cave. So we're going to take the long way, which is fine, which I would prefer to go the longer way anyways, instead of kind of speed running this. Now, after we get the artifact the first time, yeah, I'll speed run these. I have no problem with that. But now we're just going to be getting a lot of levels on our saber here, pretty much. And we're collecting a ton of chitin, which is going to be good, especially having the Cinemacrops. Now, I'm curious to see, too, how good the Oh my god, look at all that chitin. Oh my god, okay, this could feed the friggin' Cinemacrops for who knows how long. So we're gonna drop everything else. There's nothing really, it's a little tough to see right now, but there's nothing here, right? No, there's nothing here, okay. I want to go ahead and just put all of that onto the Cinemacrops. And speaking of which, Cinemacrops has a few levels. Now, I have in fact put a helmet on this, 245 armor helmet, so we're pretty good there. So health-wise, I think we're okay. Stamina's not... I mean, we can always add a little bit of stamina to this thing. You know, we'll just go full stamina. That's fine. I was going to put a little bit more into melee, but we'll do that in due time. But for right now, we're just going to slowly work this cave. This is one of the places that you can find dung beetles, which is kind of cool. I know I have been thinking about going the dung beetle route. In the last live stream, we ended up... actually, it would be 2 live streams ago at this point. We ended up going ahead and getting ourselves a Phiomia, not a dung beetle. We ended up getting ourselves a Phiomia. I don't know what that was. It looked like... I think it's the drip of water. It just looked really weird. I don't know. It almost gave it like an alpha glow or something for a second. I don't know what was going on there. It kind of freaked me out for a second, to be honest. But this cave is really cool. I'm really excited for the potential of having a remastered ARK in total. I think it's going to be really cool, honestly. Oh, boy. Alright, good thing the Saber's really good in these kind of situations. Like, again, we're just using a primitive saddle. We're hitting for a decent amount. Like, we're looking pretty good. There we go. And it's already got 10 levels on the Saber, too. So, I'm going to put a little bit into health. Maybe a little more than expected into health. Probably a little more than expected into health. Because you know what, too? I don't know when we're going to find a Saber saddle. They're usually pretty common, so they're not too bad. But, you know, it could be this episode. It could be 10 episodes from now, you know? So we kind of have to assume we're going to be rocking with this primitive saddle for a while. Hell, it could be the rest of the series. We may never come across a Saber saddle, although I don't believe that. I think we will. I heard that snake. Where are you? Yeah. Where is he? Sounds like it's over here. I wonder if it's stuck in the wall or something. That tends to happen, especially in the caves. You'll have a ton of dinos stuck in walls. You'll also have a ton of dinos just drop in from the ceiling, so keep that in mind, too. If you're running this cave for the first time, too, and you've never ran this cave or anything before, I highly recommend do not jump into the water. There are a ton of piranha down there, sarcos, stuff like that, and yeah, you'll get destroyed relatively quickly. Where? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing it. It might be under, actually. Alright, so we'll have to keep that in mind. There is a chance that that thing will end up getting out of the ground somehow. But there's two paths at this point in order to get the artifact. So first things first, I'm just going to...
LNA, your holographic guide.
I just want to make sure that there's nothing with this. No, okay, we're good.
Cheers.
Alright. Put you away. There's two paths to send. Yeah, here this is like... Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's under the ground. Essentially, though, you have two paths, so you can either go left or right. Right now, we are going to the right, basically. And there's a, oh, we got a couple of spiders here, but... Oh, yeah, see? There you go. One dropping down from the ceiling. You may not always be able to go this path, depending on the dino that you have with you, because it does get pretty narrow right here, and a little bit further ahead, too, where there is a chance that some of the dinos you... Oh, okay. We have another one to deal with. There we go. Alright. But yeah, further up ahead here, it does get a bit narrow, so there is a chance you won't be able to get through with most of the dinos that you bring, but I think a saber is fine. Yeah, see, okay, so we're able to get right in and just get the artifact right away. So, not too shabby here, but take a look at the area, make sure nothing's here, because nothing's going to be worse than jumping off of this thing and getting attacked right away. But yeah, this cave is pretty straightforward. Like I said, it gets a lot worse from here. I always love the glow and everything from the artifact and everything like that, but yeah, looks pretty cool. I gotta say, these things look really interesting. I'm interested to see how these look in Unreal Engine 5. If, like I said, it's a whole, like, overhaul of the game and everything. But, yeah, I don't know. They look pretty cool, though, I gotta say, basically. So, yeah, without further ado, let's grab the artifact. I love how I just said I was gonna look around and do all that, and I didn't do any of that. I don't know where this snake is, but this thing is driving me nuts. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, there's another path that you can go here. I don't know if the saber's able to get through. It's not. Okay. So we're gonna go back the other way, but this... Oh boy. There we go. Okay. But that is one of the paths that you can go. I'll show off where that is in a little bit. Let's kind of loop around this entire thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now it popped out of the ground. It was 100% not there before, but... Alright, we finally got it. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so if you wanted to go that left path instead, this is the main path that we were on. We kind of veered to the right. But if you go left here, you're going to hear spiders. Oh my god. Yeah, you do have to watch out. They always end up coming out in like big packs and everything. So just keep that in mind too. You could theoretically run this cave on foot. Personally, I just feel more comfortable being on the back of the dino and everything to deal with it. Maybe there's no Orthopleur in this cave. I always thought there was, though. Maybe we're just getting really lucky today, and it's just spiders. Well, and snakes, obviously, too. Alright, but yeah, let's get rid of all this stuff. That just gives us a little extra XP, because why not? And yes, guys, I just realized that I dropped all of the primitive torches and everything that I originally had, but it is what it is, no big deal. We got this guy to deal with. Oh, okay, maybe not. Got a couple more spiders to deal with to the left. There we go. We also got a snake coming down from the wall ceiling again. And there's another snake from the ceiling. Alright, there we go. I think that's pretty much all of the threats, but if we decided to take that original left path, we would have came down here and pretty much just go straight ahead, and here is the entrance to the artifact. This is where we can't get through with the saber, but we'd have to jump off the mountain in order to get through there. But personally, yeah, the sabers... I heard it. The saber's skinny enough to get through, no problem. But once you're done with this part of the cave and everything, there is a second part, and that's if you want to get explorer notes and all that kind of stuff, which, while we're in the cave, we might as well just get everything and anything done out of the way with this one. I'm pretty sure the path is... Let's kind of work ourselves back up, because I believe there is a different path to go here. I think it's even further up. Yeah, I think it's this path here. That's right. Okay. So we veered off to the left. We're going to veer off to the right this time. And this brings you to a totally different section of the cave. There's a chance for... there's explorer notes in this part. There's also a chance for loot and everything. Oh my god, and snakes too, apparently. Jeez. Alright, there we go. Is that a Titanoboa egg? I think we're gonna grab it just for shits and giggles. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever personally in ARK have seen a... It is the Titanoboa egg. This used to be, in the days before I started playing ARK, apparently this thing used to be, like, king. This used to be, I think, for, like... I remember Kibble being like, you needed a specific egg for a specific dino, or something along those lines, and apparently Titanoboa egg was, like, really, really important, basically. There was a use for Titanoboa way back in the day. I don't know if there is much now. Okay, we got a lot coming in. You know, hindsight's 2020, I probably should have grabbed the Explorer note over there and then taken these guys out, but I do want to hear the Explorer note and everything like that, because I really do like the voice acting that they've done with this. I'm really hoping they take it a step further and have, like, Gerard Butler do Nerva's, all of Nerva's voiceovers and everything like that, or Explorer notes, Mei Yin. Yeah, oh god, look at all this, jeez. There's a lot going on right now. But yeah, I guess there's no Arthropleura in this cave. I really thought there was, but let's slowly work ourselves over to that Explorer note, and we'll have a quick little listen and see who this one is from.
A smaller relative of Sarcosuchus, Caprosuchus paludentium, is a water-based carnivore primarily found lurking among the island's swamps. A naturally fast runner that is even faster in the water, it is a solitary hunter that picks off small to medium creatures, especially those isolated from their pack. When attacking, Caprosuchus uses two main tactics. First, it patiently waits below the water surface, and when the target is sufficiently close by, will perform a lateral jump that it uses to quickly close distance with its prey and drag it underwater. Secondly, it attacks the prey's vital areas specifically to drain its stamina. These two techniques effectively prevent most creatures from escaping Caprosuchus once an assault has begun. Survivors are generally split about the usefulness of Caprosuchus. Some love its speed, both in and out of the water, essentially making it among the fastest, small-sized, all-terrain mounts when traveling through the wetlands. Others do not like how relatively frail Caprosuchus is, and do not think its high speed and ensnaring attacks make up for this shortcoming.
Interesting. Cool. Okay. Let me know in the comments too, guys. Do you prefer seeing the subtitles and stuff on the Explorer notes, or does it become a little bit too much with the screen and everything like that? Just so I know for the future and everything. So, we're going to take this primitive torch, and we're going to throw it onto the saber. Yeah, because this one's completely out. So, let's go ahead, throw this onto the saber. I think that's just going to give a little bit more light than I personally do. And let's continue exploring the cave a bit. So, if we head over this way... Oh yeah, there is stuff this way. I forgot. Okay. Oh, we got a couple of spiders. Let's deal with them first. Oh yeah, I forgot this whole side of the cave. Oh my gosh. You know what? We'll go this way first, though, because I think this brings you to a second explorer node, and it may also bring you to loot, too. So we're going to head down this path, and then we'll kind of work our way back here. But there should be a couple of dangers on the way. There usually is. Hey, we got a cave drop here. Cool. All right, we'll take a look at this in a minute. Alright, let's see what our first cave drop of the series is. It is... Well, it's our first cave drop for the island, at least. I know we did it over on Ragnarok a little bit, but that wasn't really, like, full caving, if that makes sense. But anyways, we got a little bit more to take on out. Yeah, there's an explorer note over on that little island there. I feel like there might be 3 explorer notes then. I don't know, we'll have to see. But as we make our way closer to the water here, we do have to watch out, because the Sarcos can get pretty close, and we might actually have to deal with 1 or 2 of them. So let's kind of keep pushing along the way here. What's nice about this is, having the Explorer note, we're just constantly getting XP and everything like that. So I think we're good in the health department for right now. I don't think we have to go too crazy with it. We could always rebreed, so it's not that big of a deal, especially when we get a better saddle for this thing as opposed to primitive. We could 100% go ahead and just rebreed the sabers and everything like that, so it can suit us a little bit better at that time. But, oh, that's right, yeah, there's an explorer note that way too, so we'll head that way in a little bit. Let's head over here. This could get a little hairy, though, so we do have to watch out. I'm not too worried about the spider. I'm not worried about the Titanoboa. I'm worried about the water, because there are Sarcos in there. 100% there's Sarcos in there. But it looks like we're okay for the time being. Just don't want to get too close to the water and it aggroes them. But it may happen. But let's check out Explorer Note number 2 while we're here.
So in addition to all of the oddities I've found with wild megalodons, here's the real cherry on top. Taming them is a piece of piss. A bit of training, and they're more obedient than the family dog. Now, I've heard of sharks getting very rudimentary training over a year or so, but not to this extent. Certainly not so easily. Sharks aren't mammals or even avians. They're fish. They rely more on instinct, or to put it simply, they're not very smart. You shouldn't be able to ride one like a jet ski. I'm trying to keep an open mind like Rockwell suggested, but this just feels wrong.
Okay, so we have another Helena note. I keep wanting to say HLNA note, so I apologize if I do end up saying that at a couple of points. It's tomato, I guess, at that point. But got a few more things to kill here. Good to take the XP, of course. Looks like our character's even gonna... Oh, there's an Arthur player. And there's a second one involved here. I just don't want... Oh, wow, yeah, they came out of nowhere. Alright, there we go. Oh! Alright, did it damage my armor? It might have. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Alright, yeah, gotta watch out for those guys. Let's drop a few things. We got a few levels along the way, too. Let's go ahead and put some more into Stam. A little bit into weight, and then I guess we'll do a little bit of melee, too. But like I said, again, once we get a better saddle, we can always, kind of rearrange how this guy is. Have we already been here? Yeah, we have. Oh, it's a full circle. Duh. Alright. Alright, let's go this way then. We haven't been this way yet. I'm pretty sure there's a third explorer note in here. Yep, straight ahead. Alright. I don't think there's anything to deal with either. No, I think we're good. Alright, let's grab the explorer note and get the heck out of here.
It is difficult to be angry with Hementaria leaves, despite its rather terrible nature. The creature has practically no intelligence, and just attaches to any nearby living flesh in an attempt to drain that creature's blood. Removing Hementaria requires precision blade work, or access to an open flame. Both of these can be nearly as dangerous to the host as to the leech itself. Once Hementaria attaches to a host, it drains blood at a rapid pace, and the host experiences hunger, loss of health, and lowered stamina. Some Hementaria are also carriers for a dangerous disease I've dubbed swamp fever, which persists beyond the leech's own lifespan. Few creatures on the island are transmitters for this disease, and it can ultimately be cured with a rare medicine. While Hementaria is not intelligent enough to be tamed, it is always useful to keep a few around for antidotes and fishing lures. When processed properly, Hementaria venom can be made into a powerful antivenom.
Alright, so we learned a little bit about the leech, too. Definitely not a creature that I'm too interested in ARK, and it's definitely usually a menace, but yeah, not too shabby. I don't want to go in that water, though, so we're not going to deal with that. You can totally run this cave with, like, a baryonyx or something like that, which would give you access to the water, and if you are looking to get more loot drops and stuff, usually they do end up being inside of the water there, so you are kind of forced to get yourself a baryonyx if you want to survive, basically. But at this point, I think we're pretty good with this cave. I think we've covered most of it. I don't think there's really anything else to explore in here besides the water, which I am personally not doing today. But, yeah, we're looking pretty good. By the way, we got a few levels, so might as well throw that into a little bit of melee on this guy. And then we also got a level, so we're going to put that into weight. I want to get to 450. We are currently at level 70 right now, which is absolutely crazy. I do want to do something. We're going to get out of this cave, and then we're going to head over to Green Obelisk for a second, because I want to take a look at something. So, the reason why we're at the obelisk is I want to see the requirements for the Broodmother. So for Gamma, we need to be level 30, so we're actually already good to go, at least survival level requirement. Now, we also have the Beta, which you have to be level 30 for, and Alpha, you need to be level 70, so we're actually all... That seems off, doesn't it? Wouldn't it be... Wait, wouldn't it be 30, 50, 70? That seems wrong. I feel like it is supposed to be 50 and not 30, but regardless, 30, if this is supposed to be 50, and this is 70, character-wise, we are good to go. Now, of course, we are not even close to Broodmother, but that's our first step. That's going to be the first boss that we will be taking on here in this series, so we are going to have to start going for artifacts. We're also going to have to start going for tames and everything like that. As we all know, Megatheriums are king for this fight. If you guys do want to see an experimental group and see how that works, let me know your suggestions. I'd be definitely open to trying out a few things, but we do know in order to win this fight, Megatheriums seem to work out the best, so expect a Megatherium taming episode here, probably in the next few episodes, guys, but that is going to wrap up this episode. We got ourselves our first artifact, we have taken on our first cave, and, well, we walk out alive, amazingly. And it wasn't too bad, honestly. The Saber is looking really good, and I'm really excited to see how this thing keeps leveling and how much of a powerhouse this thing becomes. But that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to smash that like button. On top of that, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Oh my god, what's my ending? Oh my god. Such a long day, guys. I do apologize. Let's try that again. That's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. And on top of that, if you're enjoying the ARK content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. There we go. I finally got it. I will see you guys in the next one.